All right, let's talk about 2026. This isn't about just hoping for a better year. This is about making it a genuine turning point. And that comes down to one thing, making a deliberate choice to step up. Because the year itself isn't coming to save you. It's waiting for you to take control.
I mean, let's be real for a second. We've all done this, right? You start January with all this energy, all these big plans, but then life happens. Work gets crazy, you get tired, things get in the way, and before you know it, it's December and you're kind of left wondering, wait, what happened to my year? That quiet feeling of disappointment, that's exactly what we're here to change.
I just love how direct this quote is. It cuts right through the noise. The year itself is totally neutral. It's like a blank slate. It's going to give you back whatever you put into it, plain and simple. So the power isn't in the calendar changing, it's in your actions.
Okay, so where do you even start? It's not with some complicated new planner or a trendy app. No, it starts with something way more fundamental. It starts with the foundation. And that foundation is a real, conscious, powerful decision to change.
Now, when we talk about a decision here, we're not talking about just saying you want something. A real decision is a firm personal commitment. It's you drawing a line in the sand and saying, this is it. The old way of doing things stops right here. My new standard begins now. It's that moment you finally stop negotiating with yourself.
And this slide really breaks it down perfectly, doesn't it? A wish is totally passive. You're just hoping things get better. But a decision, that's active. You're taking responsibility. You know, when you shift from just wishing to truly deciding, you're literally moving from the passenger seat of your own life into the driver's seat. And that's where you finally get some real control.
This is such a critical point. You know, real growth requires subtraction before it allows for addition. Think about it. Before you can add things like better health or more peace of mind, you first have to get rid of the old habits and the old excuses that are holding you back. The real change begins the second your tolerance for your own old patterns just runs out.
So the decision is your foundation. That's solid. But what's the engine that's actually going to drive you forward every single day? Well, that brings us right to our second section, mastering your daily actions. This is where your big commitment gets real. You know, a successful year is nothing more than the sum of 365 successful days. It really all boils down to this. If you win the day, you win the year. So try to think of each day as a vote for the person you're trying to become. And it's up to you to cast that vote with intention. So how do you actually own the day? It really breaks down into these 3 simple but super powerful steps. First, have a simple plan. That way you're being proactive, not just reacting to whatever comes your way. Second, you have to guard your focus. Your attention is your most valuable currency. And third, end the day with a quick reflection. Just take a minute. That's how you turn your experiences into wisdom for tomorrow.
Okay, this one right here is for anyone out there who's waiting for that perfect moment to start something. Let me tell you a secret. That moment never actually arrives. Confidence isn't something you just wait around for. It's something you build, brick by taking action, especially when you don't feel ready. A small, imperfect step forward is always better than a perfect plan that just sits on the shelf.
Okay, so you've got the decision as your foundation. You've got daily action as your engine. But what fuels that engine, you know? Especially on the days when it feels tough, when you're tired, when you want to quit. That brings us to our third part, the fuel. And this is all about building the inner strength you need to keep going. These 4 pillars right here, consistency, discipline, resilience, and self-reliability, they're what will hold you up when things inevitably get difficult. Now, they're not flashy or exciting, but man, are they powerful. So let's just dig into what they really mean.
This slide lays out such a critical distinction. Think about it. Motivation is like a spark. It's exciting, it feels great, but it burns out fast. Discipline, on the other hand, is the engine. It's what keeps you moving long after that initial excitement's gone. It's about choosing what you want most over what you want now.
So many people mistake consistency for intensity. They think they need to go all out every single day, but that just leads to burnout. True consistency is simply about repeatable effort. It's doing the ordinary things, day in and day out, that ultimately creates extraordinary results over time.
This is such a powerful way to reframe resilience. I mean, when you feel that pressure, what's your first instinct? Probably to back off, to escape it. But what if you started seeing it as a guide? It's just information, highlighting the next area where you need to grow. Sticking with that pressure, that's how you adapt and get stronger. And this really gets to the heart of it all. Real, unshakable confidence isn't earned from getting likes or promotions. It's earned in the quiet moments, when you keep the small promises you make only to yourself. When you truly trust that you'll follow through for yourself, you start to move with this calm certainty that nothing else can give you.
All right, let's bring this all home. We've got the decision, we've got the daily actions, and we've got the inner strength to fuel it all. So what's the actual destination here? Well, it's about finishing the year with a deep, quiet, authentic sense of pride.
Because at the end of it all, think about it. The achievements, the things you buy, they fade. But your character, that stays with you. The true measure of a great year isn't about what you've collected. It's about the person you've built, the strength, the discipline, the integrity. That's the stuff you get to carry forward.
This slide just perfectly captures what real pride feels like. It's not about some big, loud celebration for everyone to see. It's that quiet, internal satisfaction you get from knowing you lived with integrity. It's that feeling of your actions, finally, truly aligning with the person you've always wanted to be.
And ultimately, this is the question that defines your entire year. Your character isn't built in those big public moments. It's forged in the thousands of tiny, private choices you make every single day when no one else is around. That's where the real work happens.
And that's really the final takeaway. It's not about luck, it's not about talent, and it's definitely not about waiting for the perfect conditions. The future belongs to those who make a clear decision and then have the courage to back it up with disciplined daily action. So the only question left is, will that be you?